Hello guys, how are you doing? Hopefully, I just want to say, hopefully everybody's had a good weekend so far, and all those that are in the States here, and the United States had a good 4th of July, and all those in Canada that probably watch my channel. Hope you all had a good Canada Day. I think it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. So hopefully you guys had a good Canada Day. And hopefully everybody else around the world had a great weekend. Sorry, I'm mumbling my words here. I decided to come on here and show you guys a layout I just got done. I just got in the mood to do it because we just got done celebrating 4th of July weekend. And we just today had, well, yesterday, here in Bay City, we have a big fireworks festival for 3 days. And we shut off fireworks on the 4th. We shut off fireworks earlier, well, last night. Last night since it's 3:30 in the morning here, so it's early Sunday morning. I'm still up. I'm a night owl anyway. You all know that. I decided to do this layout, and I decided to share it with you guys. Just get down with it. This layout is about my uncle, and this is my uncle right here. This is a copy of his army picture. This is when he was in the Vietnam War, and I wanted to do this picture of him my mom had. This is the original picture I had. This is the original picture, and you can see that, I don't know if you can see really well, but that's all kind of, it needed to be cleaned up. Let's just say it has like a glare mark streak across this picture, and it looks like it discolors. It's color. It color. Well, I can't say that word. It's not the same colors. And I fixed it up and made it into a 5x7. This is my mom's picture. This is my mom's picture she got from her brother when he was in Vietnam War. And I wanted to do a layout of his service in the armed forces. The story behind this photo is my uncle and my mother were raised by their mother, by a single mother, really. And they didn't really have a father in their life, so they're raised by their single mother. So that's the reason why I put my grandma's picture right there, and then my mother's graduation picture right there, because the reason why I wanted to do that, because they are a proud family of a soldier, and my uncle was in the war for about 3 or 4 years, and he was going to go in the army to, there's proud soldier right there. He was going to go into the army, and I should cover up his name, but oh well. He was going to go in the army as a career from what I understand, but he wasn't very much a school kind of guy, so he dropped out, and I think it was his junior year when he was like 17. Because my mom told me that she remembers when he told his mom he was dropping out of school, he wanted to go in the army for a career. She had to sign papers to let him go into the service, because at the time he was still a minor. He was only 17 at the time. And I think this was in, let me think. Yeah, he was 17, so it had to be 1968 when I don't know if he dropped out his junior year or if he finished up his junior year and decided not to go back his last year of high school, which was going to be his senior year. So I don't know if he dropped out halfway through his junior year or finished up and then decided he wanted to go in the army, hated school, he wanted to go in the army. I don't know. But my grandma had to sign for him to allow him to go off into the army. And when he got into the army, he was drafted off to Vietnam War. I don't know how long he was in Vietnam War. I think 3 years. And then he had 1 year left of service. I don't know, but 3 or 4 years back in the late 60s, early 70s when he was in the armed forces. I'm not sure which branch he was in. I gotta ask my mom that because I gotta put journaling down. about his information, but he was in the Vietnam War. When I heard about that, I wanted to talk to my uncle about it. And I didn't know enough about the Vietnam War to know that that was a no-no. Because I'm guessing a lot of you older ladies that were around that time that remembers the war, it was not a very popular war from my understanding. I don't know, it was way before my time. And my uncle will not say anything about that war. He did not want to Vietnam War to be mentioned in his presence. He, I guess, saw a lot of things over there that wasn't good and gave him a lot of nightmares. And I guess he thought it was an unjust war, and why was America even over there? I don't know. But since it was 4th of July weekend, I want to do this layout. And what I like about this little picture, original wallet picture here, I got this idea from, no, I'm going to forget her YouTube name, but I think she goes by Kathleen or something. I don't know, but there's a lady here that I subscribe to, and I enjoy watching her videos. She's an upbeat, bubbly type person. She's very interesting to watch her layouts, and I got her name. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I feel bad forgetting her name because I don't like forgetting people's names that give me inspiration on how to do my layout. But she had a picture of her as a little girl, and she copied it like a 4x6 or 5x7. She fixed it up, copied it, and then she put it on there. But she also put the original picture kind of next to it. So that's where I got this idea from. Is I fixed it up. His army picture. I fixed it up best I could, and then I put the original picture here. And what I like about this original picture, when I looked at the back of it, my uncle wrote this little note to my mother. It said, "To my sister, don't forget that I'm in the war, in the army. I love you a lot. Love you." And my uncle's name, which is Tom Smith. So this original picture is what my uncle wrote on the back of what I have here. I copied it and I trimmed it down a little bit and I stuck it behind my mom's senior picture because this picture was to my mother and this little message was to my mother because at the time he was not dating my aunt who would eventually become his wife. They did not meet at the time he went into his war. They met after he came home from the armed services, like a year later after he got home. And this is what I did. So that is the story behind this little layout. I wanted to tell the story do this layout like how he might have only been in the army for a short amount of time, only like 3 or 4 years, and been in an awful war. And I would think that when he was in that war and he saw terrible things, he was thinking about the two ladies in his life, which was his mom and sister, which is my grandmother and my mother. And he was thinking about them because they were just the three of them. They were just a small little family. They had no father or husband in their lives, so they just had each other, you know. And I think he was thinking of these two ladies in his life at the time, which I guess hold a special place in his heart. You know, it's his mother and his sister, you know. And I wanted to show how he was probably thinking of them, but they were probably thinking of how proud they were of him serving in the armed forces, but also being worried about where he was at during that time and wondering if he was going to come home because my mom and grandmother remember going to a funeral for a very dear friend of the family who also went into the army. I guess at the same time my uncle went, and that friend of the family, I guess, died in that war, and they brought him home. And my mom said they had, because he was so badly, I don't want to say, I guess she said deformed, I don't know, but she remembered going to the funeral and looking in the casket when they had to put like a glass cover over his coffin, and they remember how horrible it was. So I imagine my mom and my grandmother being scared during that time that one day an army would come knocking at their door saying, "Ma'am, your son has passed on," blah blah. That would probably be a nightmare for my grandmother to see her only son going the same way as a good friend of theirs has in the war. And I guess they were praying and praying and praying that he would come home safely, which he did. Thankfully, he did come home safely. So I just want to do a little bit how proud of them that they were, that their loved one, that their son and brother was serving in the war, but also how scared they were. And I want to do a little layout for them as a family during that difficult time. And since it's 4th of July here in the States, I thought what better way to do this layout. So I guess I should stop rambling on about the story behind this layout and tell you about the products I used before it goes way too long. This background paper I got from Sue, who is SChio728 here on YouTube. I got like a little, this is what I got from her. I have it out, so I'll show you. I got this little packet of paper, of Army and American 4th of July paper, and I used most of this on this layout right here you're looking at. And this background paper is from Karen Foster Design. Is fostering creativity, and the background paper is military duty. And I'll show you the background paper right there, if you can look so closely. It's nice little background paper, I like it. It's very light. It's not a thick paper, it's very light. So every time I hold up the paper, hold it upside down, or look at something, this picture falls out, because I guess it's because it's clear photo corners I put on. And also, on all these pictures you see here, these 4 pictures, I put clear photo corners on each of these pictures. Usually I do it for the original, but since I thought, I put it on the original picture, why don't I just do it for the 3 copies I made? What else I want to see? This frame around here. This frame was in my stash. I used it to cut out a middle piece of the black cardstock, and I decided to keep this frame because I was going to use it for something. I didn't know what I would use it for, but I decided to use it for this. I kind of like how the black frame kind of lets the middle part of this paper kind of pop out a little bit, and you're just not looking at everything else. You're kind of drawn right into the layout, the pictures, everything. So I kind of like how the black frame kind of let maybe the middle part of this layout kind of rise up a little bit and draws your attention to the whole layout. That's how I think of it, but you might think different. What I did for this layout is I was trying to figure out how to put this frame down, and I didn't know how to do that without making it crooked or a little space coming up. There's a little bit of space. You can see the edge of the background paper peeking out a little bit from the frame, but you can't hardly see it. So what I did was I took this frame, turned it over, and used my Scott Adhesive Quick Dry Glue, which I love that glue. I might have to buy some more pretty soon because I'm running out of adhesive supplies and photo corners, and I'm going to have to go buy in some tape. My ATG tape, I only have 1 roll left, so I'm going to have to have my parents maybe go with a shopping list and maybe buy some things for me, because I don't really buy this little tool adhesive for me, because I don't have a lot of money. So I don't know, I might have to wait until I finally get a job and then buy my restock on my supplies, but I'm not sure yet. I still got some left, so I'm not really worried. What I did was I put some of that Scotch Adhesive Quick Dry Glue around the edge of it, and then I flipped this background paper on the back. No, I didn't. No, wait. I took this background paper. Yeah, I did. I flipped it over so this is facing down on the frame, and I just kind of put it there and just pushed it on, and then I flipped it over, and it worked. Now there's little, you can see a little, you can't really see it, but I can. The paper kind of peeked through a little bit, but not so bad where I have to trim it off. And that's a great tip for you guys. If you have paper frames like this, like cardstock or just some paper, and want to put a frame on it, but you don't want to make sure it's right and not so crooked, just take your adhesive or your glue or whatever around the frame, leave it there, and then just flip your background paper, whatever you're gonna frame it with, for your background paper. Take your background paper with your pen and paper or whatever you're gonna use in the background, flip it over so the back of the paper that you're not gonna use is facing you, and just put it down and just try to eye it and make sure you got it right. Put it down, and it worked for me, so hopefully I can give you little tips on how that would work for you. What else do I want to show you? This little star embellishment, this little Prowls family of a soldier, and what else? These are also from the Karen Foster um, paperback collection that I got from Stu. These were little paper embellishments I cut out because I wanted to use like the stars and the Powell family of a soldier because my mother and grandmother are in this picture, and I put that kind of in between because this has a ribbon right here, and I don't know if in the 60s and 70s, I don't know, maybe some of you that lived during that, I don't mean that were around during that time, I'm telling you, I don't know if they had it, because some people have like yellow ribbons to honor the soldiers, and to bring them back safely to honor them, but I don't know if they had that during the Vietnam War and not the yellow ribbons, but I'm not sure. But I just put that there because I honored that my mother and grandmother are proud of the soldier. And I think I already told you about this little thing. This is what my uncle wrote on the back of the original picture for my mom when he sent that wallet-sized picture to my mom. He wrote that little message on the back of the picture. And I turned it down, copied it, printed it out, trimmed it down, and I put walnut stain on the edge of it to give a little bit of a pop or dimension to it. And the red paper here, that is a Walmart brand. It is a cardstock, red cardstock of Walmart brand. It's from my scraps. I trimmed it down because, I don't know, I thought the red kind of could be a little interesting, give a little interest down there. This little dark red 7 thing right here that goes across the bottom of the page that you see right there, right here, and right there. That is from the Snippets collection paper, 6x6 paper pads. I had this in my stash. I had little straps of paper I cut down. I didn't use it for my other stuff, so I thought since it's red and kind of light red, I decided to use that there, and it has white. And it kind of looks interesting. I don't know if you guys think it looks interesting, but I think it does. I put that down. And this little embellishment here, this is, it's the Jumbo Boys Yankee Doodles from We Are Memory Keepers. The Jumbo Boys Yankee Doodles from We Are Memory Keepers. What I did for this was put like a peace sign as a peace sign. And that looks so 70s to me and 60s to me. And my mom had like some old earrings like this, and I thought, no, I'm gonna use that. Put it down in the corner next to my mother because it was during the 60s and 70s when there were like peace signs and hippies and all that. I thought, you know what? I bet you my mother would something like that during that time. I thought, put it down in the corner because it's about peace and you don't want to have war, and everybody said you gotta have peace in the world. So I thought I'd put that down there. It looks nice. Don't know if I can show you anything else. No, I think. Oh, I also put my uncle's name. I should have covered that, but I didn't. But oh well. This is my uncle's name. I use Remarks. American Crafts Remarks black stickers, and I just put his name down. This is uppercase, and all the rest are lowercase. Whoa! Don't want to do that. Yikes! Forgot about that. I have a little ink on my fingers. The H letter is not a black sticker letter. I had used a white letter sticker, a lowercase white letter sticker, because I didn't have any black left. So I thought, well, it can look like it was just a white H sticker with the rest of black. So I did was I took a black Sharpie around it and colored it in, and I also it didn't look black enough to me. So what I did was I took um my black ink, and this ink runs really good, and it's not dry yet, so I might take my heat gun and kind of dry it a little bit, make it dry faster. I might leave it out overnight, but I didn't know that I've got that ink was still on there. It's an ink that doesn't dry real fast, it really smears, so I might have to take the picture out and just take my heat gun and just go over it and just let it dry faster than it is. I didn't know that. Yeah. That's what I did with this white H stickers. I took some black Sharpie and my Lego ink gel pen ink and just went over it and colored it in black. So I get a close up of that too. See that? Whoa, sorry guys. See that H right there? That's what I did. That's what you can do with letters. You can just, if you have an ink or a gel pen or something with the exact same color, just go over the, if it's not a black sticker, if it's a white sticker, I think you can do it with a black sticker. Go over it with a colored pencil. If you need a different color of a sticker, you can do that too. So, alright, I think I showed you all what I needed to show you, and I'll just give you up another close up of everything. And there will be a still shot of this picture at the end of this video. And I hope you guys have had a good night so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little layout on this story. I'm sorry I'm going over way too long with this video, but hey, you know me. If you've been watching my videos so far, you know I just talk and talk and talk sometimes and don't know how to shut up. So, alright guys, I will talk to you guys later. I'll be coming back probably with some more layouts in the future, and